Okay,
So
let's go ahead and talk about that.
yeah, so she was interviewed by Jen Psaki on MS Now, and it was kind of funny because Jen, being Biden's former press secretary, was very interested in the anti-Trump angle. And the person, what's her name? Emily Gregory. When she was answering the questions, she was very much like, yeah, no, I don't care about the Trump thing. I just want to do what's best for my constituents.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, where did that go in American politics?
It went to the Democratic Party, Lively. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, it became part of the Democratic Party's ability to go high when they go low, and it's one of the few good aspects about that mentality.
Well, I mean, until you get to Chuck Schumer, who is completely ignoring what his constituents want in favor of what AIPAC wants.
Don't remind me. Anyway, there is a open secrets page about every single politician who has AIPAC funding.
Yes, there is. There is.
But I just have to start tonight with that unbelievably delicious rebuke of Donald Trump in his literal backyard. I mean, yes, today was Election Day in Florida's 87th state House district, which includes, as I was just talking with Chris about, Mar-a-Lago. And just to give you a sense of how this district has voted in the past, because there was no way that this was going to sail into a blue seat. A Republican candidate won there by 19 points in 2024. And Trump himself...
Okay, so she just talks about how much she won by.
All 29 of them, of all of them. This one sure does hit a little different, though, doesn't it? Joining me now, fresh off her unbelievable victory tonight, is Emily Gregory. Well, first of all, congratulations. I mean, I don't think I can repeat for viewers who are tuning into this enough. I mean, Trump won this district by 11 points in the last election. The Republican who formerly held the seat before he resigned, Mike Caruso, previously won it by 19 points. You've just flipped the seat tonight. How are you feeling?
Jen, it's a pretty wild night. When I started this 9 months ago, I obviously thought it was possible. I think most people thought I was insane looking at the numbers.
So let that be a lesson to anyone who's in a position where they might be able to run for someone. Even if it looks hopeless, try.
Yeah, leaving. There's a reason why. I think it's actually this set of years. The Democratic Party is trying to run a new style of group campaigns, which is to not leave any seat unopposed. And there's actually funding that correct me if I'm wrong on this, but this is conversations that have been had with the local Democratic Party when I was trying to be to more meetings than I've managed to get to successfully in recent months. But if they can make sure that no seat is opposed or no seat is unopposed, then the Democratic Party will actually provide more funding to that district's races insofar as they have the power to. And it's just an incentive to try to get more people to oppose seats that historically don't get opposed that much, especially at a local level, because those are the ones that typically stay with the people who've held them for fuck ever.
Yep.
But I'm still like pretty shocked. We did it. We just did it.
What do you think about, there's so much to ask you about, but what do you think about the fact that Donald Trump is now one of your constituents?
I mean, I don't think all of that much about it, right? He's one of 115,000 registered voters in District 87. My opponent made, him forefront in his campaign, and I focused more on the voters in District 87.
Can I just interject and say, because this is something that I see in Georgia a lot. The guy who's running against Sean Harris, I can't remember his fucking name for the life of me. But the guy who's running against Sean in Marjorie Taylor Greene's stead in the district right now, all of his signs, every fucking one of them, say Donald Trump picked, Donald Trump approved. The fucking obsession in the Republican Party about Daddy Trump approving you it's so agitating. It is so agitating, the cult of personality bullshit.
Yeah, that it is. Jess is asking, is he a registered voter? I assume he is Trump. Yes, he voted by mail. So did his wife, so did his kid.
You know that thing that's supposed to be a no-no.
Yeah, it's
bad.
cheating,
Don't do it.
according to him. According to Trump, voting by mail is cheating. So naturally, he voted by mail because he's a fucking cheater. Speaking of, I'm sure you know this, because I know when I heard about it recently, it was one of those like, oh yeah, that's right moments. So like, I'm sure you have it as well. But did you know that Trump's dad's middle name was literally Christ?
No, I did not.
You did not? His name was Fred Christ Trump.
Isn't that blasphemy?
Well, apparently it's Trump's grandmother's maiden name was Christ, which I don't know how you end up with a family name of Christ. But yeah, no, his middle name was Christ because he took on his mother's maiden name as his middle name, I guess. And yeah.
Again,
Also,
it just feels like that's blasphemy.
And when you hear about Trump, like every now and then you'll hear him talk about how like, yeah, he knows what it's like to be a working man because like, you know, when he was a kid, he had to have a paper route sort of thing. But when you actually get into the details of him having a paper route, his dad let him do the paper route from the back seat of the family limo. So it's like, not quite the pulling yourself up by your bootstraps story that you're wanting everybody to think it is.
Yeah, that's more bullshit than anything at that point.
Oh my God, Jassa says I knew a guy named Craig Christ in undergrad. Craig is the perfect name for someone with the last name Christ.
Man,
That's brilliant.
now you're reminding me
The
of
Lord and Savior, Craig Christ.
now you're reminding me of the really yelly apologist that used to bring all the atheists onto his channel, Craig Reed.
I don't remember Craig Reed.
Yeah, old stuff, but
Yeah, okay. But yeah, apparently, so there's been 29 legislative seats that have flipped blue since Trump began his second term, and Republicans have flipped 0.
I mean, that pendulum does tend to swing whenever you have an unpopular president in the White House.
It
Like
does.
it's not an uncommon thing for us to be
Yeah, but
right where we are.
just let's hope that the Democrats actually learn the appropriate lesson from this and not the lesson that they always learn.
Yeah?
Let's hope this time is different.
I always, as an abused spouse, hope this time is different.
That is also what I was
Hello.
thinking of there. Thank you for the super chat, Olivia. Small precision. He was allowed to do it from the car when it rained. Yes, I know, but that's still like you did your paper route from the limo.
Yeah, we said the same thing, but with certain omitted details that don't really matter.
Yeah, like only when it rained. Okay, I had a paper route. I did it from my bike when it rained. Like, that's very different.
You're saying you don't have a family limo to do your paper route from?
Nope.
You fucking plebeian! What is wrong with you?
Sorry.
How dare you? How dare you insult this family with your plebeian takes and your insufficient money to have a limo to do your job from?
Go to patreon.com/ViceRhino so you can fund my limo. None of my kids have a paper route. Maybe it's because I don't have a limo.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all need to buy me a limo so my kids can learn the value of a hard day's work and the back of the limo doing the paper route.
You need to learn the value of $1. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.